Hey everybody, it's Justin with Sillage Scents. Today I want to do a quick comparison video about two amazing fragrances. One of them is an original, the other is a clone with a little bit of a twist. But these are actually two phenomenal fragrances, one of them being about 5 or 6 times more expensive than the other. And I love them both, so let's get right into it. The initial one that I want to talk about is one of my absolute favorite fragrances of all time. This is Yves Saint Laurent Y EDP, YSL Y EDP. I love this fragrance. There's something that is almost three-dimensional about it that is almost unique to this fragrance. Of course, this is in the blue fragrance category. You've got bergamot and apple in the opening. You've got ginger in the opening. So a little bit of a different twist on a blue fragrance opening, but still has sort of the fruit and ginger, which a lot of other blue fragrances have utilized. But then once you get down into the mid, you've got sage, juniper berries, and geranium. And in the mid, you've got this green heart, or maybe herbaceous heart, that is phenomenal. And I'm not a huge fan of green fragrances, or maybe that's not even the right word, but very herbaceous fragrances like that have sort of that aromatic green herbal quality. I do like several that have those characteristics. But there's something about the sweetness in the opening with that kind of aromatic green heart. And then in the base, you've got amberwood, tonka, cedar, vetiver, and olibanum. And so in the base, you've got kind of woods, you've got amber, tonka. So you have sort of a sweet, woodsy base. The way they all come together is amazing. I think that YSL is pretty much a perfect year-round fragrance. It is sweet, it's aromatic, it is woodsy, it's very, very long lasting. I would say, a lot of people say beast mode 12 hours. On me, easily 8 or 10 hours. And the clone that I wanted to mention is Lattafa FAKHAR. And so this one is a clone of Y EDP. Some say kind of a mix of Y EDP and Y Live. This is a good clone, and I love this clone, but it is a little bit distinct from YSL Y. And one of the things that I will often do whenever I have, an original fragrance and the clone is I will wear the original on one side of my body, and I will wear the clone on another side of my body, and just sort of try to appreciate the different qualities of those two fragrances. So that's what I do with these. Now, this one, the Lattafa FAKHAR, is super similar to Y, but there's a few distinctives. It is probably just a touch brighter, brighter/fresher. It's a touch sweeter, and the sort of aromatic green qualities in the heart are dialed back just a little bit. And so whereas Y EDP has a certain kind of three-dimensional, almost supernatural kind of texture to it, which I think the quality of YSL Y also contributes to that. The way it just leaps off of your skin and almost becomes a physical object fragrance, if that makes sense. This one is not quite that way, but it still smells amazing. And I can actually distinguish between the two of them, and both of them smell fantastic. I really, really like both of them. Of course, you can get this FAKHAR, a great clone of YSL Y EDP, for $25 or so, whereas YSL Y, I've got the 2-ounce bottle, which is, going to go for around $80, $85 pretty much anywhere you look. And I think the 3-ounce bottle goes for around $110. It's hard to find YSL fragrances on a discounter. So all of that to say, these are both great fragrances. They are very similar, and I would recommend the Lattafa FAKHAR if either you've got YSL Y EDP and you want to stretch it out. That's what I use it for. Or if you haven't ever tried it and you just want to kind of dip your toes in the DNA, you can get this one for $25 and get very close to Y EDP with those slight differences that I mentioned, and then you can decide whether you want to dive into the much more expensive fragrance I do think that YSL EDP is worth the money. It's one of the fragrances in my collection that I definitely will buy a backup bottle of, even though it's astronomically expensive, even though I've got this great clone. There's something about this one, the quality, and again, that three-dimensional, almost supernatural texture to it that you just can't get anywhere else. So FAKHAR and YEDP are both phenomenal. I think you should get them both, but if you've never tried either, give FAKHAR a try, and I think you're really going to like it. All right, thank you for watching Sillage Scents. Please subscribe. I've got at least a couple videos coming out every week, and we're just going to go after this. This is a passion that I have. I enjoy doing it. I'm not monetized or anything like that. I just do it because I enjoy it. But let me know in the comments if you've tried either or both of these fragrances, and what do you think of them? What do you think of FAKHAR? How close is it to YEDP? And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks.